Hey, podcast friends. Welcome back to another episode of HealthiHer. Today, we're going to be talking about poop. I know we've never talked about poop on this podcast, but I think this is something, number one, everybody poops. Hopefully you're doing it every day. But we're going to talk about why having healthy poop is really important. So we got some of my favorite people in this office, Dr. Jennifer Thieman and our nurse practitioner, Jessica Dayton, who they are poop experts. So why would somebody want to do a stool analysis?
So everyone could benefit from a stool analysis. So I think the biggest misconception is that you need to have GI symptoms to qualify for testing. You know, people think constipation, heartburn, diarrhea, but really our stool is the key to our overall health. That good commensal bacteria, that microbiome, is the foundation for our health response. And so, every person could benefit from understanding more about their stool.
So what are some symptoms that somebody would come to you that has nothing to do with GI stuff, but this symptom that they should do a stool test?
Hashimoto's is a big one because usually it's some sort of autoimmune disorder and your immune system is actually made in your gut. So that's really important for if you're just really fatigued and you've worked on everything. We've optimized your hormones and your vitamins and you're just like, I just don't know why I'm so tired. And that's always a good place to look.
Sure. You mentioned Hashimoto's. So really, I guess I would expand that to anybody with any autoimmune disease since your immune system is in your gut.
Definitely hormonal symptoms, PMS, mood irritability, irregular menstrual periods. We can find out a lot from your stool about your hormones.
Yeah. Even unexplained, like, why can't I lose weight? So I've done all the things. Like, I track my macros. Like, I worked with nutritionists. Like, I looked at my thyroid. Like, I think even doing a stool test for somebody who has weight issues can give us some information. So essentially, really any complaint, you should do a stool test. And so why is that? What information or what data points are we getting from a stool test?
Yeah, well, I think one of the most important things we're evaluating is, do you have something that's not supposed to be there? So a pathogen. And that could be a parasite that you picked up from drinking in a stream when you were camping or from travel, from eating food. That could be an overgrowth of yeast. We all think about yeast and vaginal infections or maybe even skin fold infections, but you can get a yeast infection inside your gut that makes you sleep poorly and gain weight and feel super anxious. You can get a bacterial overgrowth. We're looking for viruses, bacterias like H. pylori, which has been implicated in ulcers and heartburn. And then next, really looking at that balance of the good bacteria. So we call those our commensal bacteria. And so we're looking at that balance to see, because that's going to help protect us. It's also going to help us form that immune barrier. So I say that would be the next thing. So we're looking at something called secretory IgA, which is a window into leaky gut. So a lot of people have heard leaky gut in relation to autoimmune diseases. We can actually tell you if you have leaky gut. We can measure your immune function within your GI tract through your stool. And then I think my favorite is beta-glucuronidase. So that is an enzyme that helps us conjugate and eliminate toxins from our GI tract. And the idea is if you have elevated levels of beta-glucuronidase, you will not conjugate and poop out your toxins. You actually reabsorb them into your circulation. So that can play a huge role in someone who's dealing with hormonal imbalances, especially if they feel like, well, I've tried hormone replacement therapy and it worked for a little while and then stopped working. Probably has a lot to do with your poop.
What is a poop test? What are we even talking about here?
Yeah, so they go by a lot of different names. A couple different companies offer them, but it's really a comprehensive stool analysis. So you're literally pooping in a cup. You provide one sample, comes with a nice FedEx mailer, get it in the mail, send it off, and they're going to run pretty much every test you could imagine on your stool.
Yeah, so a little disgusting. When you guys talk to people about it, do you get like that, ooh, that's really disgusting, really? You want me to do that?
No, I feel like people are like, okay, especially, I mean, nowadays people are interested in it and they're kind of like, okay. It's especially because it's one sample. It's not like they have to do it a bunch of times.